Hello, hello. How are you? This is Nicole M. Louis, the Social Worker Strategy Mentor. I hope you're well. If you see my eyes going up and down, it's because I'm streaming to Instagram up there and to everywhere else down here. Hello, I hope you're well. Drop a heart or a wave in the comment or something so that I know that you are there and that you can hear me okay. I'm going to be talking today about why social workers feel guilty about wanting to be fully independent and how to just remove the guilt and move forward. So I'm going to be talking very briefly about that today. Before I do, I just want to let you know that I have some spots available to mentor social workers one-on-one in my Accelerate Now program. So if that is something that you are ready for, i.e., are you ready for a powerful shift and move towards independence, then I'm going to have in the comments below or in the top, one of the two, probably in the comments below, the link where you can go and look at the page of the people I'm already working with. And then what you need to do is just follow the steps. It will tell you step 1, what you need to do, and step 2, and you can book a time to apply to work with me, where we can basically go dive deep even into what you need to do, what is it you're interested in doing, and how you can move forward in that direction. So you'll get 45 minutes for free to be able to go into that, and I can drop some gems and help guide you and steer you, because most social workers come to me and they've got lots of ideas about lots of things to do and don't know how to drill down. So we can talk about that. So look out for that. I just want to let you know that now, just in case you don't get to the end of the live stream, albeit a brief one. So I'm going to be talking right now about why social workers feel guilty about wanting to be independent and how to move past that. So I just want to know in the comments where you might be live streaming from, what part of the world, because my community is global. So I always love to know where people are watching. So whether you're watching this live or on the replay, go ahead and just put it in the comments. I'd love to know. And so I'm going to tell you, most of the time, social workers that come to me, although they struggle with the idea of independence, as in, will this really work for me? Is it for me? Will I be able to do it? Am I going to do a good job? Are people going to want to buy services from me? They struggle with those kind of things, but more than anything, they have a lot of hang-ups about actually moving forward in that place. So even to book time to go on my page and fill in the application form, which might take like 20 minutes or so, half an hour, no more than that to fill in, because I dive deep, right? I ask you some serious questions that really get your wheels turning and help you thinking about what you might need to be doing for independent social work. How do you need to be ready psychologically, emotionally, and also practically to start the journey? I ask you some deep things. And so sometimes people are even scared to move forward to do that because of the fact it's going to take time and commitment. And so you might be in a place right now where independence is something that you've thought about, but you're not really moving forward, and you're kind of sabotaging yourself being able to get there because you're coming up with all the excuses in the world as to why you haven't got the time to fill in a form, why you haven't got time to sit down and write a list about what you want to do, why you haven't got the time to sit down and do some research about what it is you want to do and who might be doing something similar, how to get there, or even making the time to talk to somebody about, what their experiences of independent social work is. Whatever it is, oftentimes you can self-sabotage, and this comes up in the form of not having enough time. But sometimes underneath that, what I have found is that social work is actually feeling guilty. They're feeling guilty about spending that time on themselves, because it's a pretty selfish thing to do, right? To be able to say, well, yeah, I've got a report that I need to do, I've got an assessment, but actually right now I want to spend time on me. Right now I want to do this for me. You have to be quite selfish, as it were, to be in that headspace when you've got other stuff on. And it might not even be work related. It might be the fact that you've got stuff that you need to do for your family. But again, it's taking the time for yourself. Guilt is something that can really masquerade a lot of different things. And I want you to notice if guilt is kind of holding you back from stepping forward and moving forward. I know the social workers that I'm mentoring right now, there's one thing that is synonymous with them all, is that they had to really ditch guilt. They had to, understand that if they were going to make a real difference and have a change in their life that they wanted, and that would set them up to be able to give more to their family, to themselves, to the service users that they're working with, they were actually going to have to carve time out to do what needed to be done there and then. And so they had to move away from guilt. They had to recognize that they were kind of shooting themselves in the foot, really, and undercutting themselves, and then everyone else who's going to benefit from them actually moving forward. And they've kind of taken the plunge, they've thought about it, they've understood what they needed to do, and they've been committed to making the change. And so they've moved forward in whatever way. Sometimes even before coming to me, they've tried things, they've done things, and whether or not it worked is irrelevant. The fact that they actually made the step and made attempts is what matters. And so I want you to really think about that and consider whether or not, you know, you are kind of holding yourself back because in your mind you're telling yourself you haven't got time to do things, you don't know how to do this or that, you haven't got the money, you don't think you're going to be any good at it, you know, there's not going to be anybody to support you. When I started out on my journey, there wasn't support in the way I have created a community, because people are not doing what I'm doing. Social workers are not doing what I'm doing the way I'm doing it. And so I've had to create my own little ecosystem. And so you might have actually heard the saying that if, you know, there isn't a door of opportunity, you create it, you create that door. And that's part of leadership as well. As social workers, we are great leaders. And if you've seen the live stream that I did with Corinne, I believe I did it on Instagram, but I may have also, I know that I did it on my other platforms, it will be there. Maybe I have to upload it to IG. And so you would have seen that we spoke a lot about it, leadership. And so this is one of the things as social workers that we are good at doing. We are natural leaders because we manage multidisciplinary professionals, and we coordinate, we keep people on task, we keep ourselves on task. And so it's something that we are very able to do. So it's really about us being able to cultivate that for ourselves and transfer those skills. And as a fully independent social worker, you will find that you are transferring all of your skills, whether it's professional or personal, into your business. And so making that start from now is important. So that's how you can identify whether or not you are somebody who's actually allowing guilt to hold you back as a social worker. And now I want to tell you about how you can release yourself of that guilt. It's a very, very simple step. The first thing is to acknowledge it. So if you're watching this live stream, whether it's live on the replay, you know, acknowledge it. Really take the time to think about how this might be shown up in your life as it pertains to guilt. And then I want you to be thinking about what can you do to actually overcome those feelings. I want you to get comfortable and sit in that feeling of feeling guilty. If you feel guilty, just ride the wave. It's not necessarily going to go away, because the reality is you keep coming up against this and it's not going away. So the best thing for you to do is to ride that wave until you get comfortable with that feeling and move forward anyway. And the third thing I want you to do, the third and final thing, is to think about the outcome. Think about what's on the other end of that. I could tell you my mentor this week, I had a conversation with my mentor about a similar, it wasn't about guilt, it was around procrastination in a particular area of my life with a particular thing. And we spoke about it and we really dissected it. And, you know, one of the things that she said to me also was the same thing. It was around feeling comfortable in it, but doing it anyway. And thinking about the times where you've had to do that in other areas of your life, because we've all done things that we've had to overcome that we haven't felt very comfortable with, but we've done it. And so I want you to apply the same thing. And so those are really the steps for you to move past it and to move forward with being able to become fully independent. Get comfortable in understand that you might feel guilty, you will feel guilty, and that's okay. You can continue to move forward anyway, because guilt isn't going to go anywhere. But I want you to think about the other end of what you're going to experience, what you're going to be able to do, what the hopes are that you're going to be able to have realized, and how that guilt will actually turn into something very different, because you're going to feel more fulfilled, and you're actually going to be in a better position, a stronger position to do the things that you want and help the people that you want in a deeper way. And so you can only win from doing that. So that's something that I wanted to really just leave you with and share that with you, because that was a similar experience that I've had to work through myself recently, and it is working. It is working. And so I wanted to share that with you. And I think also because I was thinking about the fact that, you know, we all have our struggles, we all have things that we're working on, right? And I know that for social workers that I've noticed, or that have come to me and approached me and inquired about working with me, there's something that has been synonymous with them as to why they sometimes don't move forward at the time. And that was something that I picked up on. So I wanted to share that with you, so that hopefully that would help you move forward. So as I said, for those of you that maybe only just joined and wasn't there right at the beginning, I am putting a link either in the comments or up above, for you to be able to go onto the page and have a look at those that have been working with me, the results that they've been getting, and for your opportunity to apply for a 45-minute session with me where we could dive deep. It's a free consultation that you have to apply, so that we can talk about what you want to do, how you want to do it, and to help you really dive deep. Why do I always get that mismatched? And to kind of help pull your ideas together and think about how you're going to move forward. So I'm going to be going live more often, and the next time I'm going to be live is probably, I think it's a Monday. I think it will be Monday. And if it's not at this time, it will be around 6 p.m. British Standard Time. So I will look forward to seeing you then. If you have any comments, any questions at all, just drop them in the comments below, and I will reply to every single comment. So I look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care for now.